And welcome everyone. It's about 4:07, so we're going to get started. As people come in, they can join us. But my name is Linda, and I know that you guys may know me. Some of you may not know me. You just met me in a group, or you were referred to me. And so I just want you to know that I am venturing out and doing a new endeavor. It is something that is completing my arsenal, my array of services. You guys may know that I am Miss Purpose. My name is Linda. I'm a life coach, and I talk about purpose. I talk about how everyone has a reason why we're on earth, and we need to find that reason and live in it strategically, intentionally, on purpose. And the areas that I help people find this purpose is in their emotions, in their mentality, their mindset, in their relationships with one another, and also in their spiritual walk, and whatever that may look like for them. And the missing link, or the missing piece, was the financial part. And a lot of people, they felt like they couldn't live life on purpose, or they couldn't do anything strategically or intentionally because they didn't have the resources, or their credit cards were maxed out and they had these high interests and they were stressing out. And I wanted to be able to give them an opportunity to learn and have that education, the same type of education that I was giving them in the other areas of their lives. And so I kind of sent out my vibes to the universe, prayed to God, and said, hey, is there something out there that I can add that will not cause me to lose the integrity that I have in the other areas, but will add to it and complete my arsenal? And that's when I came across Dale Guducci. I was watching him on Facebook, or not Facebook, on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I like what he has to say. And so, me being Linda, I didn't jump right in the first day. I kind of watched a few other videos, and he was talking about financial education services and United Credit education services, and how that all plays in, and how that it's all about educating, and it's about restoration. And when I'm talking purpose, I'm always talking restoration. And so I'm not going to give you a lot about the business, because I'm here with some of my friends. I'm here with Dell himself, his wife Shirley, and I'm also here with the guy that signed me up, Jill Coates. And I am so happy to have them come alongside me and kind of hold my hands up and get me kind of kickstart me into this business, because I believe that this is going to be the thing that's going to move my business to the next level, but it's also going to be the thing that's going to take you to the next level in your life and help you to accomplish some of the things that you're doing. And if you know anything about me, I don't do anything unless I'm involved. So right now I am going through this same program that I'm about to tell you guys about, or that Jill's about to tell you guys about. And I am experiencing the services for myself, and so far they've been wonderful. And I'm excited because I see the potential. I've been talking to clients this morning to try to get people signed up, because this is my grand opening. We're opening up the door, and I'm inviting you in because you are the people that I want to talk to. You're out there living your life, trying to do what's best. And during this uncertain time, many of you have talked to me and said, Linda, when this hit and I lost my job, or when this hit and I got laid off, I didn't know what to do, and I'm trying to hold on to my little pennies, and I'm trying to do this. But what would have happened if this would have happened, and you would have had the education about your finances, and you would have had something in place that took the worry out? So that's what we do. We take the worry out of the uncertainty of your finances. So that's all I have for you right now. We're going to turn it over to Jill, and he's going to take you through the presentation of our company. Sit back, drink your drink. This is my non-alcoholic mimosa. Pastor Linda doesn't drink, so it's non-alcoholic. Before people that watch this and say, she was drinking alcohol. It's not alcohol. So now, without further ado, we are in the hands of Jill. Oh, sorry. Now we're in the
There I
hands.
am. Okay. Thank you, Linda's. I was worried that the technology was going to get out of hand for me. So thank you very much, Linda. It's a pleasure to have you on our team, and we're so happy we can do this with you tonight and for your client. So what I'm going to do is share my screen here, and hopefully, yeah. Okay. So can you hear me okay? Yeah. Can you see the full screen, or is it, wait a minute. There we go. Okay. So the company that we represent is United Credit Education Services, or we refer to as United Credit for short, or sometimes UCES. And they're a fabulous company. They were founded in 2004 up in Farmington Hills, Michigan, and they've got a unique collection of services that provide financial opportunity and protection. They're also a completely debt-free company, which not many companies that I know of can actually say that. And the same founders that founded the company 16 years ago still run the company today. The same key executives that were there at inception are still there today. So there's consistency, and just speaks to their how well their company is put together and the services they provide. So what we do with our clients is we talk to them about and teach them about their finances. And what's most important today is knowing that there's the difference between financial success and financial failure. And the biggest difference between the success and failure financially is how well you manage your money. And it's really as simple as, to master your money, you must manage your money. And Robert Kiyosaki, who is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I think he said it best, that we were not taught financial literacy in school. It takes a lot of time to change your thinking and to become financially literate. I myself have a financial management degree, and I can tell you everything that I've learned as being a part of United Credit. I was not taught that at any level in my school, and I think most of us can probably relate to that. There are 5 shocking facts that most of us don't know about our finances. Americans are drowning in over $1 trillion of credit card debt, and that was as of last year, last March. I tend to believe that it's probably much higher than that, or it's getting ready to go a lot higher than that. You can also see that 56% of the people in the U.S., they have no rainy day funds at all. And we're seeing that come home to roost quite a bit in the last 3 months, where if people are out of work for a week, a month, then things are becoming financially dire. 46% of baby boomers, the group that I'm part of, have less than $10,000 saved for retirement. And don't know about the audience out here, but in many cases, $10,000, that might be 2 months worth of expenses. So not really financially set for retirement at all. Also, 40% of millennials, which is a group a little bit younger than myself, but they've spent money they didn't have mainly to keep up with their friends and keep up their lifestyle. And probably a lot of it is due to the student student loan debt that the millennials are carrying after getting through school. And they're making good money. They may have great jobs making good money, and they want to be able to enjoy that. And but they're not you know, keeping track of their credit. They're not paying down their credit as they should. And that just becomes a credit issue. 43 million Americans have a credit score of 599 or less. And I've been saying for quite a while that that to me is a kind of a conservative number, but that's the number that we use. And I have a feeling that's probably going up as well at this point. And, you know, with a credit score of 599, just to kind of put that in perspective, with a 599 credit score today, it's virtually many times you can't even get into a mortgage if your goal is to purchase a home. Most folks have to apply for a mortgage to do so. And a score of 599 or less generally is not going to do it. Typically 620 or above these days. It's been rising, I think, in the last few months. So, you know, with poor credit, and you know, and I've been in this situation in the past as well. When people have poor credit, and it's slapping you in the face all the time, then it creates anxiety. There's embarrassment that comes along with that. You certainly get frustrated. There's a fear out there, and a lot of it's internalized, and then there's always confusion. And it doesn't really have to be that way, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, actually. But it's something that a lot of folks with, you know, less than perfect credit are walking around with these feelings, and it happens to great people all the time. It sometimes no fault of their own, just sometimes circumstances. But you know, we have a solution at United Credit. So in contrast, what we're hoping to do is work with our clients so that they can have a strong credit score, so that will leave them confident, excited, they'll feel abundant. And, you know, with that, they'll have the opportunity to you know, do things in life that they've always wanted to do. The possibilities kind of open up to them. And, you know, with that becomes a certain lifestyle. So they don't feel trapped in that poor credit cycle. So with good credit, it makes it so much easier if their goal is to purchase a home, or possibly, you know, looking for a new car, where they, if anyone has ever gone to purchase a car with poor credit, chances are you probably can get into a car loan, but the interest rate you might be paying will be in the teens many times, or even mid-teens. With good credit, you pay lower interest rates on credit cards and other personal loans. You're able to also get higher limits. And then sometimes with poor credit, you're asked to put down security deposits on services that otherwise may not ask you for deposits on your services, because you, when they look at your credit score, then they look at you as being maybe a poor risk, so to speak. So with United Credit, again, we believe we have the answer. We've proven it over the last 16 years. United Credit, UCES, is committed to helping individuals and families build and organize and protect their financial future. And I just want to emphasize that again, that we help families build, organize, and protect their financial future. And we do that with an award-winning protection program that has 12 life-changing products. And I'm going to highlight some of these in just a moment. But the first and probably the most prominent that we talk about is credit restoration. It's where with our services, credit education, we can assist our clients in challenging the credit bureaus to remove inaccurate, obsolete, and erroneous items from credit scores, or excuse me, from credit reports, not scores. By doing so, when you're able to dispute and remove the inaccurate, obsolete, and erroneous items from credit reports, then you're able to increase your credit score, restore credit, maximize your financial opportunities. And in addition, we have Credit Builder, which is an easy access credit report. It's online. It's easy to understand. It's a way to manage your credit going forward, providing you an extensive financial library so you can learn about it. And it's always important to remember that it's United Credit Education Services, and that's where the education comes in. Credit monitoring, able to have an interactive credit reporting, money manager, financial accounting, and alert system. And then we also have credit attorneys where in the credit restoration process, if there are items that should be removed that are inaccurate or obsolete or erroneous, and we're having difficulty getting those off of the credit bureau reports, then our attorneys will step in and assist our clients in doing so. And also these attorneys, in the event we have any clients that are being harassed by credit debt collectors, they can also assist in that area as well. So, how is a good credit score calculated? Well, out of 100%, if you will, out of a pie of 100%, 35% of it is your payment history, on-time payments, delinquencies. What does the last 24 months look like in particular, but certainly the whole history. And then there's so much more to it than that, and that is, what is your credit utilization? What percentage of the credit are you using? To use an example, like a credit card, if you've got a $1,000 credit limit and you're always maxed out at $1,000, then you're using 100% credit utilization. That's generally not the direction you want to go. The tenure of your credit, how long have you had your credit? The longer you've had it, obviously the better the score, or the better the likelihood of that contributing in a positive way. Credit inquiries. How many credit inquiries do you have on your report? If there are a lot of credit inquiries, then generally what that indicates is someone is trying to get a loan and not able to get one easily. So it tends to bring the credit scores down. And the different types of credit, installment loans versus revolving. And also another application that we have in our protection plan is budgeting. Being able to track your income so you can, create a personalized budget. I think I've heard Dale say in the past, it's kind of like playing golf. If you don't have a budget, it's kind of like playing golf and not keeping score, which is actually a great way to play golf, but you never know how you're doing in relation to par. So it's a way, we have a budgeting tool so people can really zero in on that. And then also we have a net worth calculator, so that it's so important these days on financial statements to know what your personal financial net worth is. So we have that. We also have the Family Mint, which it's implemented in schools across America, where we can now bring the Family Mint online through an educational portal into your home, which enhances financial knowledge amongst your children. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And there's also a debt payoff application where you're able to create a financial plan that will give you the exact payment guide to eliminate your debt in a organized and planned manner. So, many times people do have discretionary income or cash flow, and they're paying off their debts, but they may not be doing it in the most efficient manner. And that's what the debt payoff application helps them do. We also have identity monitoring, which is so important today. Obviously, we've partnered with Privacy Armor, which is an all-state product, and it does just what you think: identity monitoring. It looks for fraudulent activity. Many people that I have met that have quote unquote perfect credit, they've been they've had credit issues in the past because their identity has been stolen, or they've had you know, loans taken out in their names, or credit cards stolen from them, or they're and used fraudulently. So that's so important today with technology to maintain and keep track of. And then also, as far as protecting the family, you know, every family, every individual should have at least a will, and certainly trust or living trust. And we have the ability, our clients have the ability to do that with our will and trust application. Again, this is all in the same protection plan that we offer. And then we have a roadmap that we call Financial Lockbox, which is in one central online location. You can access all of your financial contacts, information, all of your important papers, all in one location, and keeping it organized, kind of like your own filing cabinet. And then savings goals. People have different savings goals. I mean, retirement might be for college education. It could be for summer vacation, or for that next car, or for down payment for a home. And our savings goal application will help them do that. And we also have Shop for Less, which and exclusively for our United Credit members. And if you look at some of the retailers and companies that we have partnerships with, you have, you know, Uber and Domino's, Whole Foods, Home Depot, Lowe's, CVS, Gap. It's a way to save money, an average of 5% or more, that you are able to save on every purchase. And again, just goes to reducing cost and making every dollar available to either retire debt or to save money, and just be more efficient. So the United Credit Protection Plan roadmap kind of looks like this. You're probably looking at all this going, that's a lot of stuff. And it is. There's a lot wrapped up into our protection plan, and it's by design. But what we're able to do is provide a roadmap to all of our clients to access and address all of these different applications in a bite-sized manner, a roadmap. Don't try to, you know, bite off more than you can chew. Follow the plan, and you'll be able to, you know, address all of these issues in a very timely manner. So, like in month one, when we bring a client on board, we get them to activate their services. Activate the credit restoration. That's the first thing. Begin smart credit, monitoring their credit activity, set up their identity theft monitoring through Privacy Armor. And then month 2 and 3, we work with them to help them begin their credit scores, to increase their credit score, excuse me. And months 4 to 6, work on any outstanding debt that they have, maybe pay it off faster with the improved debt payoff system. Be able to track income and spending. And then in months 7 through 9, establish family security. You know, if you haven't already done so, create a will, a trust, medical power of attorney, or maybe your will needs to be reviewed. Maybe it hasn't been looked at in 10 years or 20 years. And also look at different savings goals and, you know, prioritize those. And then months 10 through 12, just staying on top of your finances, and just, you know, working through all of these applications so that you're not only educating yourself, but at the same time you're increasing your credit score as you go. And then all of this, when we bring a client on, a member gets their own back office portal, and they can access it on their laptop, on their iPad. We even have a phone app, whether you have an Android or an iPhone. So we have all the bases covered. Everything is password protected and easy access. So all of that we offer is, as you can see, it's quite a bit. And a lot of folks always ask us about, are there other folks out there on the market that offer credit restoration? And there are other companies, and they only offer that credit restoration, not all of the other services that we provide. And so for a one-time, we have a one-time setup fee of $188 when a client comes on board and activates their membership with us. And then every month thereafter, it's $89 a month. So it's a one-time 188 and then 89 going forward every 30 days. And for all of these services. Going a little bit too far here. Let me go back up. The other thing that we also have that many of our clients really like is that they're able to, through their membership, they get to partner with a company that gives back, and that we definitely believe in doing that. And one more time, I mentioned the Family Mint earlier. Youth financial literacy. It provides financial literacy in schools across the United States. It's designed to educate students through the 5th through the 9th grade. So basically ages 11 through 15, basically, with curriculums. And it teaches them personal finance, basically, everything that we weren't taught in school. So $2 from every monthly protection plan payment goes towards supporting education programs and scholarships. And in the last few years, this has been the donations that United Credit has been able to contribute towards youth financial literacy scholarships. And this year it's in the $400,000 range. All told, it's what is that? It's close to $1.3 million in the last 5 years. So definitely a program. If we are able to begin teaching our young children about personal finances, educate them now so that they don't have some of the same issues that many adults have had that we've all experienced over time. And just some, I guess, testimonials or some things that people have said about their experience with United Credit. Debbie in South Carolina has said that our customer service is superb and very consistent, which we are. Very knowledgeable folks, all out of Michigan, and but we work in all with all 50 states and territories. Alexandria in North Carolina said that her score rose 50 points, and that's not an unusual thing. We've seen certainly more than that, as indicated by Jerry in New Jersey. In 6 weeks, his credit score increased 150 points. And then Tom out of Illinois, I think this is a great story. When he had 24 different items on each of his credit reports, negative items, and after only 6 months of working with United Credit, 98% of the items were cleared up and removed, and his credit score increased 200 points. Great story. This next one with Roderick from Texas. He, because of his poor credit, he was in a mortgage that he was paying 14.75% interest. And by working with United Credit, he was able to improve his credit score to a point where he was able to refinance and lower his monthly mortgage payment by $750. So, when you look at something like that and able to reduce his payment by $750 a month on a mortgage, with whether that's 15 years or 30 years, and you compare that to a few months of paying $89 a month. I mean, what a success. And then Todd out of Michigan, he was surprised and overjoyed that his credit score went up significantly in a 6-month period of time. So that's what United Credit is all here about. It's about working with individuals that are have poor credit scores or less than perfect credit scores that they need to increase, and they're motivated to do something about it. So today, moving too fast here. So that pretty much concludes our presentation. I kind of whipped through it pretty quick, but Linda, are you still there? Oh, I got to give you back control. Hold on. Okay, you should have control now.
Unmute myself. So hopefully that was informative to you. And before we go into questions, I know I have a few that have joined us. They're actually in my house, so they're on cell phones and they're listening and all of that. So wonderful. If they have any questions, I'm going to ask that you just hold on to them or type them into the chat room. They're I don't know if they're going to do that, but we'll see. And I'm trying to teach them how to be technology savvy or whatever. So we'll see. But I want to now turn it over to Dale, and I want Dale to kind of talk, because I know some of you that are not watching now live, you will be watching in the replay. And as many of you are real estate agents, mortgage brokers, I have a couple of people that work in taxes and a couple of people that work in banks and stuff like that. And I kind of told you guys that even if you don't need the services yourself, you may be able to refer your clients. And so Dale's going to talk to you a little bit about that. And also for those of you that be like, hey, Linda, well, I think I want to join you and be a part of the company, he maybe will touch on how you can do that also. So now we're going to turn it over to Dale, and I am going to see if I can give him, yep, I can. I'm going to make him host. And if he needs to share his screen or anything like that, he'll be able to do so.
Oh, no. I'm not going to be all that formal now. Linda, it's excited to be here. Been waiting for this night, man. We've had it on our calendar for just a little bit now. So very, very excited for you and excited for all of us because we're working with you as a team and just want to get this thing kicked off for you. So yes, my name is Dale Guiducci. I'm a vice president with Financial Education Services United Credit, the company that Gilles just talked about. I've been with the company with my wife, Shirley, who's on with us as well, for 8 years now. This month actually marks 8 years with the company. It's been a great ride, been a great career, and company's done a lot for us. And as a result, by being in this company, we've done a lot for others. And it's gone both ways, which is really, really nice. But yeah, one of the big things that we do, and the way that we primarily get our business is referrals through real estate agents, mortgage brokers, people who work in the banking industry, the automobile industry, the solar business, really anybody that I call those people in credit related industries. Why? Why do we use that phrase? Because they need clients that have a certain credit score in order to qualify to do business with them. So that's credit related. They can't do business. They can't sell a home. They can't put solar on somebody's roof. They can't sell a car unless that person has a certain credit score. And of course, if someone that's watching this is in one of those industries, you know that you get a lot of folks that don't have that qualifying credit score. So what do you do with those people? Well, a lot of times, you can coach them and say, listen, go back and pay down things or pay off this or whatever the case may be. But we do so much more. So what we do is we partner up with people in those credit related industries. They pass those credit challenge clients over to us, say, in this case, Linda. Linda goes to work with those people, and it may take 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it is, to help those people increase their credit score so then we can pass them back so that real estate agent, mortgage broker can close an escrow, automobile dealership can sell a car, solar company can put solar on the roof, etc. And yes, Linda, that's also true that we work a lot with people in bookkeeping, accounting, tax prep as well, CPAs, that sort of thing, because those folks see people all the time that ask them, hey, can you help me with my credit? Typically they can't, but now knowing Linda, if you're one of those folks knowing Linda, you now can do that by just passing that client over to Linda. Now, you know, one of the big points, actually, there's a couple of big points as to why people in real estate and mortgage do pass their clients to us. Why not any other credit repair company? There's thousands of credit repair companies out there. So why us? Why United Credit? Well, one big factor is that we as a company, we dispute all derogatory items on behalf of a client right away. So what does that mean? It means that if a client has 3 items or 4 items or 10 items on each of the 3 credit bureau reports, man, that's 12 or 15 or 30 items that need to be disputed. Well, a lot of companies in our industry will only dispute 1 or 2 items every 60 days. Well, if you think about it, you got, I don't know, let's say even 15 negative items and only 2 of them are being disputed every 60 days. It's going to take a year or more to even address those items. Well, we don't do business that way. Number one, we don't think it's the right thing to do. Number two, we want to help that client get the highest credit score possibly as quickly as we can. We're going to dispute all those negative items right away. And that's why real estate agents, if you think about it, go, wow, I want to work with you guys. I want to send my clients to you guys because we work quickly. We're trying to get that high credit score as quickly as we can. The other thing is, and Jill has talked about it in that presentation, is all the other services we provide. Credit repair, the function of removing negative items from a credit report, is fantastic. It's a great service. When you get negative items removed from a credit report, it's going to increase your credit score. But as Jill pointed out, that's only payment history. That only works on payment history. That's 35% of a credit score. What about the other 65%? So we have services, as Jill described, that are going to work on the other 65% to help increase that overall credit score. And that's exciting because we can impact, I call it giving it the 1-2 punch. We're going to reduce the number of negative items on somebody's account, but possibly increase their positive items and do a lot of other things, help show them how to pay down their debt, etc., to impact that other 65% and really increase that credit score. The other thing that I really like as well is that we have a service that's not included in the protection plan because not everybody needs it, but pay attention, real estate and mortgage folks, because a lot of times you're working with first-time home buyers. What are first-time home buyers? They are people that rent, correct? So they're renters. So we can take somebody's on-time rental payment history, in other words, rent payments for their home, their apartment, their condo, put it on their TransUnion credit report going back up to a period of 24 months, put it right on their credit report and give them a boost in credit score immediately. Think about that. And we also just signed a contract with Equifax, and soon we'll be reporting on Equifax as well. And that's really going to help people increase their credit score. So all those things are the reasons why we have such great relationships all over the country with people in real estate, mortgage, sometimes the real estate brokers, the mortgage companies, certainly banks. I know my biggest referral source is a bank out of Missouri. I'm in Florida. Another great thing is we can do business in all 50 states, so we're not just kind of relegated to just doing business in our neighborhood, although we do business locally as well. So that's super exciting. I will touch real briefly on the business opportunity side. So what I was just talking about is people in those credit-related industries just being referral partners, sending your client, say in this case, over to Linda. Linda will pass that client back once the job is done. But in the meantime, by the way, Linda can hook you up with your own online portal as a referral source so that you can peek in and check on the progress of your client, which is very, very cool. But some people say, well, instead of just referring business to Linda, can I do the business myself? So in other words, can I sell the services directly? Can I make the commissions and bonuses associated with doing that? And potentially even keep closer track on my client? The answer is absolutely yes. And as I said, it's been a great career for my wife and I that we work this business together. So I highly recommend taking a look at the business opportunity if you're so inclined. And Linda can get you a video that I put together actually to describe the business opportunity in detail, so you know more about that, and take a look at that video. And if you choose that, well, no, I'll just refer my clients to Linda, well, that's good for Linda. It's good for you. If you decide that you want to become an agent and work with us directly, well, that's good for Linda, and that's good for you too. So no matter what you decide, and both of those things are also good for your clients too. So we're just excited to have people like Linda, dynamic, educated, well-spoken, heart to help people, a heart to help people. And that's who we are around the country, is people that want to help people. And I don't know who it was. Was it Zig Ziglar? I don't know. I'm kind of pulling straws, but someone said, if you help enough people, you really help yourself as well. Something along those lines. That's who we are at Financial Education Services and United Credit. So again, just really excited to have Linda on board to be a part of our team. And we're here to help and guide Linda, but also if you come on and join her team, you'd be a part of ours as well, and we'll be here for you also. Back to you, Linda. Or do I have to do something? What do I need to do? Shirley's coming to help me. Watch, she's going to come right in the door right here, because Dale doesn't know what he's doing. What do I got to do?
You should be able to click more.
No.
Click Linda.
More.
And
Make host.
make host.
Okay, now you're the host again, Linda.
Thank you.
There
So
you
now
go.
you guys can see why I am so excited about this company and everything that is going on in my life, and now hopefully in your life. So again, if anything was said when you're watching this, especially if you're watching it in the replay, put your notes or your comments down below, and I will make sure that Jill, Dale, Shirley, or someone will get back to you and make sure that your questions get answered. But I do know that we have someone that has questions now. So go ahead and unmute yourself, and you can ask your questions. No, you're still muted. Let me see. Okay,
Like you to unmute.
there you go. We should be able to hear you.
I hear you, but do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my name is Emma Harper, and the question I have in mind is, once your credit is bad and then you get it repaired, what is a good score number to have when you're trying to buy property? Hello?
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. So let me address that. So that's an interesting question during this time. Typically, what mortgage brokers were telling us before the pandemic was somewhere in the neighborhood of a 620. It could go as low as a 580 for different government subsidized loans, government help type loans, but typically around a 620. Now, of course, if you want to get a better interest rate, you want a higher credit score. So someone with a 720 is going to get a better interest rate than someone with a 620. So just because you can qualify, so a lot of times customers will come to us and they'll have a 620, but they realize that, wow, if I can get it up to 700, I can save tens of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. So they still want to work on their credit. Now, during the pandemic, what happened was the money supply shrank in and around the country. In other words, lenders, people that typically lend money to people to buy homes, that money supply shrank, and so they increased the credit scores required. And I haven't heard that that's changed at all. So it might be up around a 660 at this point versus a 620, 660, 680. So you would want to check with with a mortgage broker. They might have different programs depending on your situation that they could describe to you, and they will be able to give you that target credit score. Hopefully that answered your question, Emma.
Okay. Yes, it did. And then I have a second question is the mortgage on your property, and if you get the panels the solar panels through a HERO program. I know the money is paid back through the taxes, but when you can't pay your mortgage because of this coronavirus, how can I get the answers that would give me some relief in paying my mortgage?
Well, for me personally, I'm a credit guy. I don't really know the answer to that question at all. I really, really don't. That's more of a question I think that needs to be targeted towards people in the mortgage business.
Okay.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
So I apologize on that one.
That's okay. It give me somewhere to look.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I know that a question that came up earlier when I was talking with one of my clients today is what is the typical or the average that it would take to increase your credit score, even if it's just 50 points. They wanted to know, you know, because we do the monthly thing, and so they were like, what is the average that a person should look to budget to be in the program?
Yeah, so you know, it's all over the board, really. I mean, some clients, you know, just depending on how many negative items they have, who their creditors are, you know, are they open or closed accounts? There's a lot of different factors with regard to the derogatory items they might have on their credit report as to the length of time it will take to actually increase their score. And that could range anywhere from 2 months to a year or more, right? Literally, if someone's got 2 items or they've got 22 items, big difference there. However, our average client is on service company-wide now. The last statistic that I heard, our average client is on service 6 to 7 months, in between 6 and 7 months, which most companies in our industry take a lot longer than that. Because again, they're disputing 1 or 2 items, you know, every 60 days. Well, we're going after it. Now, you might say, well, if you're going after it, you know, so quickly, why does it even take 6 to 7 months? Because sometimes the way, and that's just education on how the credit repair laws work and what we do with the credit bureaus. But sometimes those on the initial dispute that we do, the item doesn't come off based on what the creditor's response is to the credit bureau. So we have to go through it again a second time, possibly a third time, to in effect get the creditor kind of give up on that account. That's why it might take that 6 or 7, or sometimes, obviously, if the average 6 to 7 months, some people are shorter, some people take, again, up to that year. So, but just a budget in someone's, you know, in their mind, 6 to 7 months is a good target.
Okay, that sounds good. And that's basically what I said. I said 6 months to a year, but that was where I was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I told her the right thing. So again, I want to thank you all for joining me. I know you guys don't want to hold up your whole time, and if you're watching the replay, you probably sped through all of this, but hopefully you watched enough that you can absolutely make a decision. When you are ready to get started, I am here and I'm ready, and I can send you links and videos and whatever you need, answer whatever questions you may have. to make sure that you feel secure about your decision. And I just want to say in closing, now is the time. If you are really thinking about taking control of your finances, taking control of your financial life, now is the time. And I know you're saying, wait a minute, Linda, there's uncertainty out there. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, you know, with all of this stuff that's going on and these riots and things of that nature. I just don't know. And I'm here to tell you that if you take control of your situation now, you will come out better whenever this ends. Whatever is next, you are going to be better for it because you're going to be in more control. And like Jill showed you, we have tools that'll help you with your net worth, with your budgeting, give you education on how to rebuild and maintain, which to me, maintaining your credit is so important because I've cleaned up my credit before, got a credit card, and then have to re-clean my credit because I didn't know how to do things differently. And we're not taught this in school. I believe it was Rockefeller in the 30s. He said, I don't want thinkers, I want workers. And so they, before that, they had like personal finance in grade school. And so you learned it in school. And because of that, they took it out. And so many of us don't have parents that are teaching us how to be financially secure and financially literate. We're not learning it in school. And so we're just kind of out there and we're in debt over our heads and we're drowning and we're looking for solutions. Well, here you go. Done Right Financial Solutions just for you. So we want you to know that we are here. My only motive is to see you live the life that you desire to live and have the control that you desire to have over your finances. So do hit me up, inbox me, email me, call me, text me, however you want to get in touch with me, and I will make sure that you get what you need. And again, if you have any questions and you're watching this on the replay, type in your questions. I'm pretty sure Dale, myself, Shirley will be watching and we will answer what we can. If I miss it, one of them will catch it, because we will not leave you out there in a ship by yourself or in a lifeboat by yourself or whatever they call those little boats where you're floating trying to wait for some help. We will come and rescue you. So make sure that you do that. And again, thank you so much for joining me at my grand opening, and I hope to work with you soon.